Over the weekend, Alexander Usyk defeated Anthony Joshua via unanimous decision to become the unified heavyweight champion. Ryan, many were surprised that Usyk was able to prevail over Anthony Joshua. But to me, it's not surprising because Usyk has the credentials to back it up. He's a former undisputed cruiserweight champion and an Olympic gold medalist, plus the fact that he possesses an outstanding boxing skills. In your book, can you categorize it as an upset, or is it safe to say that people are just upset that Usyk spoiled the party because if Joshua had won, he could have put himself in line for a fight against the winner of Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3?
Well, was it an upset in terms of the odds? Absolutely, because Usyk, while he was a great cruiserweight, had kind of fought to the level of his opposition since coming up to heavyweight. He had some pretty dicey moments against Derek Chisora, who showed that his size could give Usyk some things to worry about. But there's nothing wrong with a guy coming in there fighting the fight of his life and winning the heavyweight championship. That's what boxing's about. It doesn't matter what happened the fight before or the fight before that. When the bell rings, that's when we find out who really is the best. And Usyk really stepped up his game. He fought like a guy who's trying to win the heavyweight championship. And Joshua understands this better than anyone because he's been on that side of an upset before when Andy Ruiz beat him. When guys fight for the heavyweight championship, they become better than they had been before, and that's what happened. But was this the upset of the year? I don't think it was the upset of the week. Kenshiro Taraji getting stopped in 10 rounds by Masamichi Ibuki. That was a way bigger upset if we're talking about like where expectations were, because everyone knew Usyk was a real live fighter. He had been undisputed cruiserweight champion. I don't think anyone expected Ibuki to come in there and defeat Taraji.
Now, Ryan, does it still make sense for Anthony Joshua to face either Fury or Wilder, or should he get a rematch first against Usyk to put him back in the conversation?
I think there is a rematch clause in, even though it's kind of weird. I think this is a new thing because before mandatory fights you didn't have rematch clauses, but I believe that there is. Would anything be different in a rematch? I don't know that anything would be different because someone had said something like, "Oh well, Joshua can go out there and box and move the way he did against Andy Ruiz. Yeah, maybe Alexander Usyk will put on 15 pounds of pizza like Andy Ruiz did for the rematch, and that will work, right?" I don't know I don't think anything would be different if they had a rematch. That said, Joshua is such a big name and star especially in the UK, that I don't think a loss really makes that much of a difference. I think that if Tyson Fury gets through his business with Deontay Wilder and they can make some business, they would still do huge numbers in the UK. Why add another loss to his momentum? He's coming off of a great fight, even if it wasn't a victory. Why have another loss against Usyk or risk another loss? If the fight can happen, make it happen. Go right now, pull the trigger.
Just for the sake of comparison, to you, which was more devastating for Anthony Joshua, the loss to Usyk or the loss to Andy Ruiz?
I would say the loss to Usyk, just because it seemed like Joshua was at his best and he just couldn't get it done against Usyk. Again, I was there when Andy Ruiz pulled off the upset, and it was surprising for sure. But Joshua looked like he had Ruiz hurt, and he was about to finish him off. And then he walks into some big shots and then he goes down, and it was never right after that. That could have happened to anyone, really, especially someone who was being reckless while trying to finish a guy. Here, it just looked like he had bad strategy from the gate. He was fighting down to the size of a cruiserweight. He was trying to outbox a master boxer instead of going out there and saying, "Listen, I'm 250 pounds. of twisted steel and sex appeal and go into the body and breaking this guy down like he
Yeah.
was in the middle rounds.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, these days the heavyweight division is intriguing, and I believe it's way better than the years when the Klitschko brothers dominated the weight class. Now that Usyk is now in the picture, do you think it got more interesting?
I don't know. Honestly, it's always great. Like I enjoy him as a personality in boxing. Like
Mhm.
he has this almost like this Andy Kaufman type of appeal where he's like,
Good
I
comparison.
did you see what he said after
Yeah.
the fight? I am
Yeah.
very feel heavyweight champions. Like I don't know what that means, but you're a first ballot Hall of Famer just for that. In terms of excitement, I don't know that like you can. In terms of star power, I don't know that Usyk against Tyson Fury is a bigger fight than the Tyson Fury against Anthony Joshua, but everyone loves to see an underdog go out there and win a heavyweight championship, and you know he earned this. So I don't know. I don't know that it's a bigger division as a result, but it's certainly something that happened, and I'll always enjoy his interviews.
Just the last question to end this discussion. Do you see Usyk fighting either Fury or Wilder after this one?
I you know I think that this is going to be the issue for Usyk is that he like it was easier to make the business work with Joshua because you know Matchroom and you know they have the relationship with the Zone. I don't with Joshua, he was such a big star that people would work across the aisle. I don't know that Usyk is a big enough star, and I don't know that he has a style that people would want to get in the ring with. Like a guy like Deontay Wilder, who's kind of wild and reckless, if he's able to beat Tyson Fury, I would look at Usyk and say, hell no. Like he's going to look ridiculous. Even if he wins the fight, you know, because he throws more punches or whatever, he's going to look bad because that's why Anthony Joshua wasn't throwing his jab that hard because he didn't want to like risk overcommitting, and then even if he misses, he's going to look awkward and off balance, and that's not going to help him with the judges. And the worst is that he can get canceled. So I'm sorry, canceled. He can get countered. You know, so yeah, no, that's definitely the issue that Anthony Joshua was having. How much more would it be for Deontay Wilder? Now, when we talk about Tyson Fury's 6'9", and I don't know that it would be such an awesome fight to watch a 6'9" guy boxing
Yeah.
and move. You know what I mean?
Size difference.
Yeah, it would be kind of weird, I think.